Okay, this is a draft. The first attempt at MIMtalk. And while I don't like the way I'm looking, especially my neck, I realize it's probably something I should talk about because that's where I hold my stress. And I think anybody who takes care of somebody holds stress someplace. And why it's so important that we learn how to take care of ourselves too. And what this is going to be about really is the fact that everybody needs a place to vent. And when you're taking care of people, whether they're your parent, your child, your grandchild, a spouse, brother or sister, it's a lot. And it's one thing when somebody's had surgery and you know that you're going to be helping them for a week or two, or maybe a day or two, and then you go right back to your life. But when somebody gets a diagnosis that totally changes the trajectory of their life and yours, it gets real quick. And it can be overwhelming, and it can be scary, and it can make you mad, and it can do all those things that you never thought you'd be doing. So you have to find a way to traverse all of that. So MIMtalk is really about the reality of what it means to be a caregiver. There's no right or wrong, I don't think. Well, you don't want to be mean or vicious or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But I mean, if you love and care about the person you're taking care of, you are still going to hit times where your patience is about that big. Or I always say, I've got one last nerve and you're standing on it. That's when you know you've got to step back. And when you know you have to go, okay, I got to think about how I'm going to go forward because I want to just scream or run down the street and never come back. And I want you to know it's okay because that's normal. Nobody signs up for this stuff. Nobody goes today. I hope that somebody I love has this issue that comes up and I've got to give up everything to take care of them. It doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't. So what we've got to learn is how to cope and how to live in a productive way. And let's just be honest up front. There are times when it doesn't feel like that. And I want this to be a space where you can come and listen and go, I feel exactly the same way. So you're not crazy and you're not the only one. There's also a Facebook group where if you want to go in and just type the way you feel and you got to get it out and you don't want a response, but you want to put it out there, just say in there, don't need a response, just need a vent. Fine. But I want you to know somebody's looking, somebody's listening, somebody's watching, and somebody's caring. And that's me. And I have a feeling a lot of other people in the same position too. So I want you to know that that's a safe place to say things that maybe you'd never say out loud to anybody, to your best friend, because you think, if I actually said that out loud, it's going to stay in their brain that I said that, and they're going to think deep down that I'm really an awful person. When it's just this pent up frustration that needs to get out. So if you want to make a video and send it in the Facebook group, that's fine. And again, if you don't want anybody to respond, say, I don't need anything, just wanted to get it out. That's fine. But if you do want people to respond to you, if you want me to respond, we will. Because I think the hardest part about being a caregiver, especially over a long period of time, is your world just seems to shrink. And there are times you don't know if you're ever going to get it back. So the reason I feel like I have the ability to tell you some of these things or to talk to you about some of these things is because I grew up with a brother who was severely brain injured. So my parents were caregivers. Mark's 5 years younger than I am. So, most of my life. And Mark passed away when he was 43. So I've lived it. My dad got sick 3 years ago and took care of him and helped my mom. And he passed away on Christmas Eve a year and a half ago. And so lived through that. That was not easy. But we did it. I'm married to a guy who is much older than I am. He is only 5 years younger than my mother. And so the joke always used to be, you'll just need to get a group rate for the three of us when we're all, needing help. Well, we laughed, but I was kind of doing that. But there was no group rate. It was just me. Now, my kids are great. And of course, they help when they can. But it's different. And if you're in that situation, it's different. And then our granddaughter was born with a condition that's very rare. And so after she was born at the age of 7 weeks, she had surgery and she could not be picked up for over a month. So it was that caregiving issue too, and trying to help our daughter and son-in-law deal with a lot of the emotional issues that go with that, just because you're scared. You are scared to death. My mother's had some health issues too. My husband continues to have health issues. So I'm still in the thick of it. But the thing I realized in the past few months is, you know what? I'm not feeling like I'm here all the time. And I thought it's because I think I'm actually learning. And if I can help anybody else get through these times, I want to do that. Because again, I have a fabulous family. I have fabulous friends. But there's just something about it when you're in the middle of it that even though people try, nobody really gets it all. And it's nice to maybe come someplace where you can say, if I have to hear the same conversation for the 1,000th time in 5 days, I'm going to lose my mind. It just helps to know that the person who just heard me say that goes, I know exactly what you mean. You are not alone. And for some reason, immediately you feel better. So real quick, one of the reasons MIMtalk is because it started out being like mom in the middle. I have older parents, and then I have my husband, and then I have my children, then I have my grandchildren, and here I am smack dab in the middle of it. Would I be anyplace else if I could? No, because that's who I am. I love my family and I want to be a caregiver. But I do have other things in my life I want to do, and I feel like for 3 years I haven't done them. And one day I was talking to one of my kids and I said, it's too bad I can't make a career out of being a mom. And they said, why not? And help people who are in the same boat. Maybe parents who have kiddos who they're having to take care of in ways they never expected, and just need to know that there's somebody out there who's on the ride with them and can understand. Maybe not every step of your journey. I'm not saying that, but I want you to know you've got a safe spot and a safe place to go. So anyway, welcome to MIMtalk. I hope you'll be with us. We're on Instagram. We have a Facebook group. Just fill out the little thing to join. You will be vetted. And I will tell you this, anybody gets snarky, nasty, inappropriate, they're out. So you don't have to worry about people, causing you problems, because we'll take care of that. So anyway, look forward to hearing from you and seeing what other things you'd like to talk about and hear about and discuss. And maybe you've come up with some great ideas. I don't know about you, but one of our biggest issues when somebody had surgery on an arm was how to get their pants pulled up by themselves. I still haven't solved that one. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. Have a wonderful day. I want you to know I'm thinking about you. I understand. Love you. Take care. And we'll be back in touch soon. Bye-bye.